Hi, good evening. This is Tamara Carroll. I'm going to fix this so I can see your comments. My name is Tamara Carroll, and I am the host of Life with Lipedema, Loved, Valued, and Treasured. And tonight's kind of bittersweet kind of a gathering tonight. And I just want to invite you to pop in, tell me where you're from, where you're watching from, if you're watching the live or if you're watching the replay. And as always, I love to have conversation with you. So, just put in your questions or your comments as we go through the hour here. So I always like to share a little inspiration. And this one, Julie Stewart posted on the Emmy's Musings. And it reads, "Slow down and breathe deeply. In a world that moves so fast, take a moment to pause, always allowing you to connect with yourself and the present moment. Embrace each breath as a reminder to be mindful, to appreciate the little things, and to move through life with purpose and clarity. When you live intentionally, you create space for peace, for growth, and true fulfillment." And that's called Living with Intention by a Spirit of a Hippie. I just love that. I think it's so cute. So tonight is just me. You're not getting any special guest or anything, but I just wanted to kind of highlight. I was in a reflective mood, and I was thinking through what did I bring? What guests did I have over the, I don't know, last 9 or 10 months that we've been together meeting? And I'm just going to just give a little shout out. And I would love to hear from you if there was a particular guest or topic that you really gleaned from. Drop that in the comments because I just think it's fun to be able to recognize people. So we started early on, and we had Ashley that brought us pretty clothes to wear and how to dress for your body type. I always love that. I love wearing pretty clothes, no matter what size I am. And Dory just recently brought us how to drum to reduce inflammation and stress. I'm going to buy a drum next week, so I'm pretty excited about that one. Jerry, one of our tribe members who's just precious, she shared on how to be positive living with lipedema. My friend Kate came and joined us twice. Once she was expressing how to forgive not only other people, but also ourselves, and how we could do that using art. So you can tell I'm in my studio. I'm an art lover. And then recently she shared on how to reflect and grow from within. Kathleen, do you remember her? I believe she was from New Zealand. And she shared with us how she swam in the ocean and for a real important event. And then they made an animated movie about her. And she really was great bringing attention to lipedema. Michelle shared about insurance for surgery. Sarah shared about breathing exercises and how to know that we are loved. Vanessa shared about essential oils and how they can help our bodies and our lymphatic system. Lisa shared about how to take care of our lymphatic system with natural products and how we can be our own best gift. I love that topic. Beth came and she shared, she's Curvy Girl Beth, and she shared how fun it is to be a nationally known plus size model and how to have confidence. And then Blanche, gosh, I love Blanche. She is in the tribe, and she discussed what we say to ourselves and why that matters, and how to change it from a negative to a positive. I had Dr. Catherine Seo on the show, and she's our founder and CEO of Lipedema Simplified, and she shared about her journey and her documentary and her books and how she met all of the experts. But we also got to know her personally as well. So that was a very special one. And it was in the beginning of the year. So we talked about setting our intentions. So how are your intentions going? Are they coming to pass? And then Fiona, I think she's on the other side of the globe as well. And she shared about living with lipedema and the power of staying positive. She's a great advocate. Hook up with her. And then Kim shared about compression and what works and what doesn't work for her. Leslyn came on and she shared about compression, the lymphatic system, and various companies to find help. Lisa, remember Lisa Dury? She shared about her journey with lipedema and how she was so brave to step out of her comfort zone, and she wore a beautiful dress to an event, and she also wore a swimsuit. And so she looked amazing, but she shared about, just being brave and bold and having the confidence to wear it and just to shine. Mary shared about her journey living with lipedema and how she likes to keep peace, how she keeps peace within herself. Mazarita shared about how to live fantabulous. And she has a fun Facebook page. If you just look up Fantabulous, you'll find her group. Then we had Karen, who talked about how to live an inspirational life and remain positive in all things. And then we had Siobhan from Lipedema Simplified. She's our researcher, and she shared about creativity and how creativity can help us as we journey on. And we learned about her research and the work that she does. And she's also one of the authors, as is Leslyn and Catherine Seo and some other experts in the new book that's coming out. And then Susan, do you remember Susan? She's from Legs Like Mine, and she shared her adorable shoes and boots. They were so cute, made just for ladies like us. And then somewhere in the year, I have shared about releasing shame and having gratitude. And mostly, I just talked a lot about being loved, valued, and treasured. So I don't know. I'm just really excited to kind of reflect and look back. And, I was like, gosh, that's really something to be proud of. And hopefully it gave you all encouragement and wisdom as well. So again, drop into the comments as any of those shows may have just touched your heart. Maybe you learned something from them. Maybe it was something that you decided to implement into your own life. And if there was a particular guest that you just really enjoyed, just mention that, because I think it's always great to recognize other people. So if you haven't guessed by now, my little review was for a purpose. This last year has allowed me to meet so many people and really build community. And that's something that I just don't take lightly. I really appreciate everyone. And I hope that you learned as much as I did having different guests come in. One of the biggest things that I learned through all of this is that lipedema has a name. And like many of you, I've had it probably since my teenage years, but it doesn't identify me. And it gives it a name, and it also, how should I put this? Well, it wasn't my fault, right? But it also gave me community, and I just feel like I've just learned so much. Hey, Jenny, greetings from the Isle of Wight, UK. You've had some great guests and really interesting topics. I'm so pleased I found Lipedema Simplified and all the wonderful ladies in the group. Well, welcome. I'm so glad you're joining with me today. What time is it right now in the UK? Are you on the same, I know you're probably not on the same time zone, but Is it the same day? I think it is. I'm not really sure. Let me know. I have friends that live in the UK, so I always have to think about before I text them or call them, what time is it? um, and so, just getting back to that, it doesn't define me, but it did. It gave me awareness. And here we are in. Hi, EJ. Thank you for joining. I'm happy you joined the live as well. Um, Getting back to, I kind of lost my train of thought. Sorry. I have a little bit of that squirrel stuff. But I don't know. I just feel like we've learned a lot together about self-care. And most of all, that we are loved, valued, and treasured. So as I kind of go, oops, sorry, we're not having an earthquake. I just hit my computer there. So I just wanted to touch on the words loved, valued, and treasured. So those of you that are joining so far, what is your favorite word, or what is the word that resonates the most with you tonight? Is it loved, valued, or treasured? So if the ladies who are in here live could drop that in and tell me why, that would be amazing. And if you're watching the replay, please respond. I would love to check back with you on that. I was thinking about feeling loved and feeling loved by this community. I'm going to get a little weepy. I'm grateful that I have a loving husband that helps me, and my son helps me. And I'm grateful for this community. And I was fairly new when I came to the podcast, and I was accepted with open arms. And so the community of this tribe has really, really made me feel loved. Hi, Shauna. So you said valued, and Joanne says love because of her husband's support. Thank you for sharing that. And Shauna, if you want to share why valued rings a special place in your heart, I would love to hear. And then if you're watching the replay, please comment loved unconditionally. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining. And I'm grateful for feeling valued by the community and the leadership and the staff. I told you I was going to get weepy. Now my glasses are fogging up. And especially Dr. Catherine Sayo. Last week I was really in a bad place emotionally. I had, and I know that some of you have probably experienced this, I had bought a piece of clothing that was a size that I was used to wearing, and then tried it on and it didn't fit. And then I got another size up and it didn't fit. In a year, I have gone up 2 sizes in my legs. That was a biggie. Well, thank you, Lisa. But, Jenny, it's 11:10. Waiting for lesson at midnight. Wow, valued. Yes, I feel the community has really welcomed you. Well, thank you. And I welcome you too, and I value you being here. So going back to my clothing thing, that was just like the icing on the cake, and it wasn't good icing. And I had already been feeling kind of down earlier in the week. And so I had actually reached out to Catherine, and we had a conversation, and I don't know, I just felt like I needed to speak to someone who totally could understand. And that was important to me, that she made me feel heard and validated. And I shared some other things with her. So, the community is really beautiful. So thank you, Catherine, for all of that. and especially Akancha as well. You guys know her, and she's been my assistant on the show for a while. And I just really appreciate you. So thank you. And let's see here. And I value all of you guys as well. So looking at the word valued, if you could drop in the comments, how do you feel valued? Let's talk about that. Because sometimes we can overlook our own self-care, and we start spiraling out like I did last week. And so, thank goodness I'm over that. But, it's hard. We have to put value on ourselves. We have to have the self-care and whatever, you need to do for your own personal growth, emotionally, spiritually, physically, just all of it. We're a whole person. And I'm grateful that I feel treasured by my friends, both in the tribe and in my personal life. Moved out to North Carolina from California. It was a huge move, and had to make new friends. And Lisa, who's on here, she's a personal friend that I dearly love, and she speaks life into me every time I talk to her. So thank you. I just really believe that our friends and our family are just so important, to surround ourselves with people who can speak life and truth, and that really validate, right, and confirm in our spirit what we believe to be true. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And let's see here. I'm kind of looking at my notes because, like I said, I can do the scroll real easily. So if you could drop into the chat, how do you feel treasured? What is it about feeling treasured? And who is it in your life that helps you feel treasured? My husband every day tells me that I'm beautiful and he loves me. And that makes me feel very treasured. So I would love to hear your responses on how do you feel treasured? So all this to say, I'm stepping away from my podcast for a little while. And I'm going to be focusing on some self-care and some personal growth. And I hope you'll still follow me. I have a blog that I am trying to get back on to be more consistent on. So there's a handful of different blog posts, and I wrote one today that will just explain a little bit more. But I would love to stay connected, and I'll be around. So just reach out to me and follow my blog, and let's just continue being friends and celebrating the good things in life and our wins and our successes. So thank you for that. And so on that note, I'm going to transition just a little bit and tell you about the upcoming conference. We have what they're calling the Lipedema Congress. And it's in September. It's September 26th, 27th, and 28th. I already have my ticket. And it is a 3-day virtual heart-to-heart gathering. And every one of these that I have been involved in are phenomenal. And you're going to be meeting with experts and doctors and writers, authors of the book called Lipedema Congress. It's been coming, it's really like a textbook from what I'm understanding. So you can get one and give it to your doctors. It feels like we're pioneering, right? And even though Catherine and other people before us have been around for a long time sharing and learning, but now it's starting to get more information out there. So because it's Lipedema Awareness Month, grab your ticket, ladies. It's $57, and that ends in less than a week. at the end of June. And that's a 90% discount. So you definitely want to get in on that. It's wonderful. You get to make friends. Everybody can ask questions. We have little breakout sessions. Just loads and loads and loads of information. And $57. Like, you have to invest in yourself if you're in a place where you want to learn more and you want to get all your questions answered and you want to meet with experts from around the world. So it's really very cool. So the information is there on that. And I guess that's it. I just want to say thank you for letting me come into your life and speak life and truth, and brings my special friends to come to meet with you. And let's see, EJ says, I can't seem to get an answer about this. Will this be available afterwards for a replay? I won't be able to watch it on the weekend. I ordered the book and really want to see. I believe if you buy the ticket, I'm not sure if there's a replay or not. I'm not sure. I think you can buy a replay and have lifetime access to it. So we'll be sure that somebody from Lipedema Simplified in the leadership gets back to you, EJ, and get that information to you. Thank you for asking. And I just want you to know that you are truly loved, you are truly valued, and you are truly treasured. And I value all of these times that I've had with you. And hopefully I'll see you again some other time. Bye.